Hi everyone, it's Philippa at Flipcat Craft. Welcome back to my channel. Today I've got the next video tutorial in my series on using up book pages and in one case some music sheets. And I got this idea from Wendy at Wendy's Journal Adventure. She had it, actually I watched it about 2 weeks ago. I don't know when she made it, but it was one of, I think, a few ideas she had on using the large portrait paper dolls, and I really liked it. And obviously you can adjust it to whatever size you need as long as it fits that width. But the idea is that it is a tuck spot. I'm just going to grab a tag. Here's a tag that I made in my previous video, and it fits in there, or like that. And she also I can't remember if it was an Edith Holden video or if it was a paper doll video. I'll link it in the description. But yes, it was to use, you know, putting a big floral there and, you know, whatever. And, you know, Art Lessons 101, you always have your, the face of your person looking across your project, not looking off to the side. So I went through, and obviously there's some great paper dolls in the series with great photos, but I picked a lady for this one, which I did a few weeks ago, with flowers in her hair and looking across there, and I really liked it. Now on this one, I actually folded the book page up. I could have cut it off, but I wasn't really sure what I was doing, and I've got a torn edge at the top because, you know, I've actually got 2 pages joined together. But I thought that we'd do this today, and I've got a couple of different types of paper so we can look at different sizes. Anyway, I'm going to get started now. So first of all, I'm going to start with my dictionary pages. I've already glued 2 pages together because these is, as I've mentioned before, this is a stitched book. So when I'm careful, I can get it out in 2 pieces. I have some somewhere. Oh yeah, over here. I have some other bits of florals from Edith Holden books, and I think this is from the Nature Notes, but I actually bought this as part of a bundle from Tina at Shabby Dabby Doodah, so I'm not quite sure, but I'm pretty sure this is from the Nature Notes book. It's quite thick paper, and I feel like the curve of that flower means it will go on that side, so I'll find someone who's facing that way. And of course, I trimmed it in lace, so I'm just seeing if there's a better side. Oh, good little bandicoot. It's an Australian native. I wonder if we can actually include that. Maybe we can. Maybe we can put a different flower and keep the bandicoot. Right, so I'll get someone facing that way. I'll keep all my paper dolls in a lunchbox. There's probably a better way, but I haven't come up with one yet. I just want to show you, this girl is not facing the right way, because you wouldn't have it here and have her facing off the page. You'd have her on this side, and if I'd have it like that, that would probably work. But because I want my little bandicoot showing, I need someone who's facing either out or the other direction, like this young gentleman here. He looks quite pleased with himself. I think he would probably know what a bandicoot is, so I think I'm going to go with him. I'm going to go with this one. So first off, even though I was careful, there are some, it's a bit raggedy where the stitching was. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get my tear ruler, and I'm just going to carefully tear down that side. It is glued, but I just kind of like that tear effect. Oh, and if you want to know how to make these tags, which have 3 pockets, I'll link that video in the description as well. Okay, so I've torn all around that. Oh, torn a little bit too much there, and I've actually got almost half a page left. I'm going to put this aside because I can use that for another project. Now, what I didn't do on my original one, you can see here, is I didn't, I guess I did a little bit at the top, but I didn't really ink around all of this, but I'm going to now because I've torn it. And given that there's some pinks, a little bit of pink in there, I'm actually going to use, no surprise to anyone who watches my videos, I'm going to use some aged mahogany. It's kind of a burgundy brownish color. I prefer it to vintage photo, which I think the rest of the world uses. I find vintage photos a little bit too yellow, and if I do actually want a brown, I tend to go with walnut stain. I find it a bit less yellow. Guess it makes me a bit unique, but to not use vintage photo for everything. So having the double page makes it stronger, but this is it is a 1920s, so 100-year-old encyclopedia, and it is quite fragile. So which is why I took off that extra edge, because it was already a bit crumbly. So that goes there. So I'm going to position this here. Now, because I've trimmed it, that flower is now a little bit big, so I'm just going to take a bit extra off. I think that works. Now I'm going to, yeah, I'll edge this in the same color as well, because I'm just looking at my paper doll. I don't really think I can edge that in much. It's coated, and probably have to sand it or something to edge it with any real effect, given it's sort of black and grey. And honestly, I can't be bothered. There are some things that are worthwhile, and there are some things that are just busy work. And I think sanding and edging a coated cardstock for a junk journal is like busy work. All right, just gonna use my glue stick. And hopefully, I'm using my non-stick craft mat over my glass. Hopefully that's gotten rid of at least some of the reflection problem I was having. I don't normally work with it, but I used it at a craft tutorial thing I went to last weekend, and I was like, oh yeah, maybe if I use that when I video, that'll get rid of that problem. Now, as you can see here, I've got the lace underneath the paper doll. So I quite like that effect, and I'm going to do that now. I don't want to put pink with that, gentlemen. I've got some brown lace, but I've been using aged mahogany, so not that one. I've got a mix of crocheted lace and machined lace, and it doesn't really bother me. I think it's all lovely. And the one that I used, and I've mentioned before, I got this at a craft show or something, like meters and meters of it, and it is a machined lace, but I really like the color. I think the cream offsets a lot of this kind of stuff. So maybe that one. Actually, because, yeah, I'll see what else I've got. It's got a little flower on it. Oh, this is the one I've been using. Crocheted lace. I can turn it over and hide that aged mahogany stain. It's not quite the full length, but I think that's okay, because he's going to actually cover up part of that. Yeah, I think that works. All right, I'll do that one and use up that snippet of lace. All right, so I'm going to get out my Hallmark glue, which I had tidied away before I started filming, so bad move. And it's kind of like a glue gun without being hot. It's that same, I think it's very similar. And it's great for lace. It dries clear and gets a little bit stringy, but other than that, no complaints. I think I'll have to have the bit that's got the aged mahogany stain on top, because that's the front of the lace. Oh well, I'll just like ink it up a bit more. So it doesn't look out of place. All right, now I'm going to stick the young gentleman on. And now what I did with the other one is I just put the glue on one side and along the bottom to make it into a tuck spot. I guess you could just have it along the bottom if you wanted to be able to slide something all the way through. But I was just concerned about it actually sticking to the page properly. Like, I didn't want it to tear off. So that's what we're going to do now. So just place it there. I'll rub off this glue. This glue is actually quite good. You can like, I'll just spread it, but it rubs off when it's dry if you've got it in the wrong spot, just like it rubs off the craft mat and stuff. Now, I feel that he's lacking a little bit of something in terms of embellishments. Oh, I know, it's because it's got that little tear hole there. That's why it's getting everywhere. in terms of embellishment. So I don't know if he needs like a little button, or yeah, maybe he needs a button. Once upon a time, a long time ago, I got this pack of buttons at Somerset Studio, and they are good for this kind of thing. You can probably have a bigger button. Just wondering if I can put one of my little printable butterflies on. And we do have the bandicoots. We kind of have a little thing there already. I'll just see. Just checking the flower colours. No, I'm not feeling that. Might just leave that as is for now and let that one dry. Now, I also wanted to do one on a bigger type page. So this is just a hardcover novel. It's a glue bound book, not a stitch book. And probably in terms of size. So this is my original one. This is the one I've just made, but it is smaller. But because I didn't use such a large floral backing piece, I reckon I can halve this. Okay, so this one, you can tell it's different quality paper. It's kind of frayed a little bit as I tore it, but that's okay. This one, I'm going to use this pink flower on. Don't have to worry about little bandicoots. And I'm going to use Victorian Velvet, which is another go-to of mine. I'm going to edge the pages, and I'm going to edge the floral cut out. Although, would that one work as well? It might actually. Now, I did say I was going to use, look at this lady. She's looking that way. So, you know, that would work. Yeah, I think that would work. I'll keep that one for a different one. Now I'm thinking that I actually want to put some washi tape or something down the sides of this one before I do anything else. I have some floral washi tape that has birds on it and stuff, so maybe I'll use that. A little naturey one, and I'm just going to stick some glue down and then I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. So I have glued down this washi tape, and I don't know if I'd forgotten or I didn't realize before. It's actually got a music print in the background, like as a transparency, and it shows up white on this book page, which I really like. So I'll make sure that I position the lady above that so that you can actually see part of that. Now this lady, I actually, look, it may not work. I think that if I actually use the Age Mahogany on this, sorry, Victorian Velvet on this, it may actually show up. Whether it stays or smudges off, who knows. I'm never sure about these coated cardstocks. Anyway, we'll do a little bit. Yeah, I think it's going to smudge off. Anyway, that'll do. I'm going to put her there. And this time I'll do it down that side and along the bottom. So I'll be back. Okay, so I've stuck that down. I mean, it's not fully dry, but you can see that you can tuck something in when it is dry. You can tuck something in there. Probably not a tag that size, but something. And then when you don't have something in there, it's a nice floral. And of course, when you stick it down, and these are things that I assume you would stick down, you could stick it down two sides and the bottom, and then have it that as a tuck as well. Like make it a pocket. So that's two done. Now I did have a third type of paper that I wanted to use, and this this is going back old school. I got this in several colors at the very first craft show I think I went to. It's actually printed or photocopied music on, just go that way, on like a marbled paper. And this is before we had access to digital printables and things like that. And I got it in like this and a pink and a gold, and I never used them. I don't think I had a use for them. I think I was planning on cutting them up and using them as layering bits on cards, and then I just never used it for whatever reason. And I was just rummaging through, about to move house, and I'm rummaging through things, and I found it. I thought, you know what, I'm going to use it. Got to get rid of it. No point hoarding everything. And I'm sorry, I've got little bits under my mat. Sick of hoarding things. Gotta move it. So this is, I think, acid-free paper. Anyway, I'm gonna glue it, so it's like that. It'll be double strength, the same as the others. But instead of a book page, it's just other paper I had. And I like the music, but it's not actual, you know, old vintage music paper. Anyway, I'll be back. Okay, well that was quite messy. My glue stick started to disintegrate as I used it. I don't know if it's because I've got a heater on it, it was overheating. Who knows? But it was pretty terrible. Anyway, so I've got 2 bits of this book page that I cut up left. I'm thinking probably there. And given the grey background, the white pops quite a bit. Now, I just don't know who I will put with this. Just grab all these and we'll flick through them. I want to keep her, I want to keep the younger people with something else, I think. Wrong way, wrong way, wrong way. Nope. Wrong way. She's cute. That's a possibility. Wrong way. Nope. Nope. Possibility, but she's cuter. That would work, but she's got a really interesting facial expression, and I think I'd like to use her something else. I don't know what, but I really like that. Oh, she's looking the right way. Look at that. That's definitely a possibility. No. I've got a lot of Japanese papers, Chigami papers and stuff, and I would probably like to use her for that. Yeah, let's do that one. I am going to make the page narrower because it's very wide at the moment, you know, compared to that. Take quite a bit off. It's also, given the greyness, quite drab. So I'm thinking, I don't know if I've got any pink lace left. Let me have a look. This is another lace I have bucket loads of, but with the grey and the cream, I don't think it's going to work. Right. Oh, that one will. The pink and the cream in there go with the lace. Now, which side do we want it down? That one. Down the bottom and have her sitting on top of it. Yeah, I think so. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, so this is what it looks like. I'm really happy with this lace. I decided to punch a thumb hole there as per what we were discussing earlier, whereas in this one, you know, there's not enough room really. I mean, you could put a thumb hole, but also this is the thinner paper, so I probably wouldn't. And that was my original one, and you can see I used the is that what it called? The walnut stone there, and then that was the other one I did using the washi tape. So there's my original plus 3 that I've done really quickly. The music actually had a little bit of an offcut because I made the page narrower, and I do have one butterfly or something bit, so could probably just make another tag or something. So I just thought I'd put that there, and of course this was the tag that I was using. It's probably a little bit big to show the tuck spots. So you know, this one has a tuck spot here, so does this one, and then these ones are on the other side. And you know, you could embellish further. You could put you know, a label on it. You could put other fussy cuts or die cuts on. And I think they're just such a great idea. So thanks to Wendy for the idea. It's a great way to use these people because they are very big, and it makes them a feature, but also it's kind of interactive, which is what I liked about it. Anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe, and hope to catch you in the next video.